Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. And this video I've got 4 replays for you in the British tier 9 tech tree tank destroyer, the Conway. So with the Conway then, you get a choice of 2 guns and you basically get like a small gun and a big gun. Now I'm on Sam River here and I'm running the small gun. And I've got vents, optics and gun rammer loaded out on my equipment. And on the perks I run ball leader, rapid reload, sixth sense, steady aim, situational awareness, silent driving, camouflage expertise, snapshot and run and gun. Those perks I actually run on the big size gun as well. So yeah, perks I run for both style of guns. So the first gun is the 120mm gun, which you do about 400 damage per shot. I think your sort of average DPM is about 3076 hit points per minute. You've got 10 degrees of gun depression. You have APDS rounds, which have got good penetration at close range. You do lose quite a bit over distance though, by about sort of well, actually you don't lose too much over distance. I should say you only lose sort of 30 millimeters of penetration over 500 meters on the premium rounds, which is quite good. Reload time is really good, the aim time and the accuracy is good, and you've got excellent shell velocity. So the small gun really does do quite nicely. And yeah, you can see I've sort of managed to get a shot off already for 395. So yeah, on Sam River here, like I say, we've gone to sort of the dunes here. We're going to use our 10 degrees of gun depression. Now the Conway is a bit of a sort of unique tank destroyer in the sense of it's, I don't know, you can play it like a traditional tank destroyer, but you can't, if that makes sense, because it doesn't hold the good camouflage like your traditional sort of tank destroyers, but at the same time you can't really brawl with it either because the armor is not that great. You can get some lucky bounces off the gun mantlet though, so it's a weird one. It's hard to describe, but yeah, you will get penned in the turret, but you can get some lucky bounces too. Just sort of staying front on. But it's something I wouldn't recommend to play sort of hold down, or I wouldn't keep the turret exposed for very long, to be honest, because if you've got multiple guns looking at you, then the chances are that majority of those guns are going to pen your turret. The hull's pretty squishy as well, so don't expect that to stand up either. So yeah, in terms of sort of play style, you kind of just play sort of second support. You don't really camp with this tank, but you don't sort of get up front in sort of the brawling spots. Just kind of support your team and just sort of stay secondary support. I think that's probably the best role for this tank personally. Other people might disagree, they might get on well sort of brawling with it. I mean, there's nothing to say that you can sort of be up front and just sort of take the opportunities as you see them, but you need to sort of rely on your team to be with you at the same time to do that. Now you can see the gun, it's fantastic sort of reload capabilities there, sort of basically delete that Tiger 2 in very little time at all. And I really do like the small gun on this. It's quite nice, and I think if you're going for 3 marks on this, I would personally go for the 120mm gun over the large 5.5-inch derp gun, just because I think you get the better DPM from this and the better accuracy. The shots will, they'll pen quicker basically. But yeah, so we're doing okay on Sam River here. We're up to 2.5k damage. We've got a little bit of assist. The enemy team are up by 1 tank. We've still got majority of our hit points. We did take a shot in the side there, but we were a little bit sort of overexposed on the ridge there, so to be expected. I'm just keeping my eye on this left hand side because I can see this medium tank is sort of cropping up here. Was it T55A? I'm going to get a shot, and he does get a shot into my turret, which, like I said, you can expect. But my DPM is really good, so I'm just going to sort of keep wiggling here. I know the T55A is okay, but it can be a bit troll at times. And there you go, you see the lucky bounce I get off of the gun mantlet. So yeah, you can get lucky with this tank. I'm looking at the Avery now. Get a shot into that guy, putting him down to a one shot, which is nice. Certainly don't want the Avery looking at me, because yeah, with this armour he will certainly pen and pretty much a one shot to the Avery. So I'm just keeping an eye on where he is and sort of making sure that he doesn't creep up and get a shot into our side, whilst I'm sort of trying to get some shots onto tanks poking that ridge there. However, I've noticed that T55A hasn't been poking much either, and see the Avery already has gone back to that ridge rather than pushing right the way around, so I know I'm kind of safe here. So my thoughts are I'm going to go in and sort of get some more shots into that T55A. I've put him down to a one shot there, and yeah, now I'm just going to try and poke and finish him off. You can see there he tries shooting, but he doesn't sort of get that shot into me, and we managed to finish him off for our second kill there. Then we see the AVRE, and we get really lucky by dodging that shell from him, and we managed to pick up our third kill. I think if that shot connected, that probably would have been lights out for us. But there's only 4 tanks remaining now, so I kind of want to squeeze in if I can and get some shots off. I'm not sure if I'll be able to get there in time. There's only 2 tanks remaining. Tank destroyer here gets taken out, and there's a full health heavy in the middle, so I'm going to make my way over, but I'm thinking at this point I'm probably not going to get there in time to be able to get any more damage. But yeah, we've had a half decent game, to be fair. And like I say, it was just sort of a good start to discuss the small gun and the tank in general, and yeah, go over those stats. So we pick up the win there, and we do come top of the board. We got 4.5k damage, we've got 3 kills, we've got a tiny bit of assist, and you see we've got a nice bit of, well, a little bit of blocks there, picking up the first class. And yeah, so half decent game, and we'll move on to the second replay. Okay, so now we're into the second replay, and we are on Fjords, which is not one of my favourite maps, to be honest, for tank destroyers. But like I say, the Conway isn't your traditional sit at the back of the map tank destroyer, nor is it much for the brawler variant either. It kind of sits in between. So in actual fact, this map may not sort of be too bad. So I'm going to go to the right hand side, and the reason being is obviously I want to use my gun depression, which I can do on these ridges here, and I'd like to sort of try and see if I can get some shots onto tanks that would be crossing across the 5 line or the 4 line, coming from their spawn up and around, and getting to that middle position, the pond in F4. So going to try and see if we can catch out some tanks there. And see our light tank has moved up to the middle, which is the right thing to do, and that should hopefully give us some opportunities to get some shots off on tanks across that area. So I'm coming up round, and I can see this heavy tank that I think is crossing, and I lock on there, and I managed to squeeze a shot in to the side of him. He's backing off now, but he's just got into cover. But then there's another heavy tank there, and I managed to get a shot into the tracks. I don't know if I tracked him in place. I don't think I do actually, but now I've tracked him in place, and I managed to get a shot into that side. I'm hoping some other tanks will put some shots in, which I do, and he gets taken out. Now we see, I think that's a Ruthless, so definitely going to get some shots into that guy. You can see our team are really sort of firing away. Unfortunately, we just catch an area that unfortunately just ricochets, but we do track him in place there, and I'm hoping I can get the kill shot. Unfortunately, we caught that edge again of that hole, which just seemed to have bounced the shell, but there we go, aim true, and we get the kill shot, picking up our first kill of the game and taking out a fairly dangerous tank destroyer there. So double sort of bonus. We're going to advance, but we see his chisel, so we're going to stop and put some shells into that guy, however sort of can't get a second shot in because he just gets into cover. See this tank destroyer, which we're going to try and see if we can get some shots. One other point I should make about this tank is the gun elevation isn't that great on it, so yeah, if you sort of hit if you hit a dip going down, then yeah, it's going to be a bit of a struggle if you sort of see something in the distance that's a bit higher up than you. But it's not the end of the world, to be fair. It's not something that I think really hinders you in many games, so you can sort of deal with that. See that chisel there again, and we snap the shot in, picking up our second kill of the game. Let's be honest, sort of the game sort of feels like it's getting away from us. It's a bit of a stomp, and we're going to make our way to this middle section here, which is some 2 heavies. I think one of them's type 4 heavy actually, so going to be a lot of hit points there to hopefully farm. Yeah, it's type 5 and it's just taken out our E100, so we know he's fired, but we've got to be careful because we don't want to take a round of HE to the face, because that will take off quite a lot of our hit points. So we need to be careful. We are fully, we've got all our hit points, but again, don't want to throw them away unnecessarily. There's this Earth Shaker here as well. We get a shot into him. I think he's just realised that we are there. The Type 5 is poking, so we're going to just get round here. The Earth Shaker takes a shot, so we know we can put a shot into him. We could potentially take a shot here, so yeah, we're going to move in. Luckily, we don't need to. We get a shot in, picking up our 3rd kill of the game. We're up to 4.3k damage here. Going to aim for the Type 4's or Type 5's lower plate. So we know we can pen through that, and we put him down to a 1 shot. Can we squeeze a shot in, picking up the kill? We can, getting our 4th kill of the game and putting us up to 4.8k damage. There's only 1 tank destroyer left. So I think it's a waffle that's round the corner here. So we've loaded up the HE because we know we're going to go through the waffle with the HE, no problem. So I'm just going to sort of creep around this corner, try and get round as fast as I can. There we go, the heavy tank puts a shot into him. He's backing up, he's got a lot of hit points though, so I want to try and squeeze in the shell if we can. Just aiming for the turret, we do. Rolling for 528 there, putting him on 71 hit points, and he gets taken out by our friendly heavy tank. And that brings an end to replay number 2. So again, picked up the win, come top of the board with 5.3k damage there, 4 kills, no assisted, all blocked. But yeah, just generally sort of put some nice shots in there, picking up the high caliber and the 1st class medal. So yeah, that's just basically highlighting the Conway with the small gun. Like I say, it's more than capable. But now we're going to move on to the 3rd replay, where we're on Hidden Village and we're running the big gun now. We have got a slight change in equipment setup, and in actual fact what I've done is I've dropped vents and I've picked up the advanced reload. So yeah, rather than vents, we've gone for our advanced reload, and basically what that means is I can switch between shell types without taking the reload penalty. Now I've done that because with the big gun you've got a bit of a difference in the rounds. So you run AP rounds as standard and they do 600 damage per shot, but you can then use HESH shells as your premium rounds, which do 770 damage. So this is what I'm talking about. This is the difference between the guns here, and this is what I call sort of the big, more the big alpha gun, the more derpy gun, and you can really sort of hit those shots when you sort of load up the HESH. So the HE, or you can do 770 with your HE as well. Your damage sort of per minute is 2,904, so a little bit less than the small 120mm gun. You've got 260 millimeters of pen, on your AP rounds, with 200 on your HESH. Your aim time is about 2.3 seconds, your accuracy is 0.36, and you've only got 850 meters per second on shell velocity on both rounds, and you do have a traverse limit on your turret as well, so you think it's 180 degree yaw limit on your turret. So you've got to bear that in mind. The small gun, you'll be able to rotate your turret fully, but unfortunately the big gun you can't. So yeah, the big gun is just memes really. It's you know, you still do have quite good reload. I mean, I've got my reload down to 8.9 seconds, which isn't that bad. Let's say the accuracy does feel a little bit more derpy. You do feel it. It's not as accurate as the 120mm. So yeah, you can't really be sort of snapping the shots like you would be with the 120mm. But like I say, it is fun. And we're on Hidden Village here, and we've got Lateral Mass with us running the Conway also. And yeah, we're just gonna sort of have a good old time here with the sort of derp guns. Now I've kept with the AP because I mean we bounce the stand around off the bottom of the bar here, so I don't think the Hesh is going to pen, so we'd only be doing splash damage. And we managed to bounce a nice round there off of the bar. Unfortunately he bounces around off us. I'd say penetration values on the on this tank not so great over distance. It will start to sort of lack a bit, but we managed to put a shell in there, setting that tank destroyer on fire, and we take that guy out. But we do take a round in the face. We're up to 3.8k damage here, so we've done alright. We're going to get another shot into the other enemy bar there, and we pick up our first kill of the game, and getting up to 4.3k damage. Now we're looking at this E5, but the E5 gets taken out by our friendly light tank. And yeah, we've again annihilated sort of pretty much a majority of the enemy team. Being targeted there, so I'm just sort of being careful. I'm not going to sort of poke out too much. Try and see if we can squeeze another shot on another enemy bar. I think those guys were running platoon if I remember rightly, but it gets taken out by someone else. Now we're going to go in for this Type 4 Heavy. Unfortunately we just bounced aside there. It's just angled well enough. We're going to back off because we don't want to take a shot. Just going to try and see if we can squeeze that shot in, and we do, picking up our second kill of the game. We're up to 4.8k damage now. There's only 3 tanks remaining, so we're going to sort of rush in, try and see if we can squeeze a bit more damage out of this game before it finishes. So got this medium tank. He gets taken out, but there's this heavy tank left. I think it's Object 705A, and yeah, unfortunately snapped the shot there. We should have taken the time to aim that. We possibly could have penned that, but he gets taken out. We didn't use the Hesh rounds at all there, but I think in the next replay we actually will, so you'll be able to see sort of how good the Hesh rounds are. But we do come top of the board there, on the win with 4.8k damage, 2 kills, only 113 assisted with 780 blocked, picking up the first class again. And yeah, that was again sort of quite a fun game with the big gun there. But like I say, that's what the big gun is mainly all about. It's just fun. Just does feel like, you know, you're doing sort of quite a nice bit of damage when you hit those shots. So we're on the second replay now, and we're on steps, playing solo, and we are going to make an advancement down the left hand side. I think we are bottom tier in this game again, as we was last game. But yeah, we're going to make play down the left hand side. We see this light tank, but you know, it was kind of dreaming a little bit that we were going to ever get that shot in while he was sort of going that quick. But we're just waiting for him to come around there, and he does just slip up and slide, and it just stops him enough for us to get the shot in and track him in place, and we do pick up a little bit of track assist. Unfortunately, artillery has now decided to take a liking to us, which is understandable because, you know, like I say, we don't have much armour in this tank. We do squeeze a nice shot on that M60, which was quite a lucky shot to be fair, considering we were on the move. Now we're going to try and see if we can line up a shot on this heavy tank, but unfortunately it just doesn't. He just gets out of view before we manage to get a shot in. We're going to try and shoot the M60, but unfortunately we missed that shot. Now we're just going to push into dip because we're being targeted by something. I think it might be this light tank something does get a shot in. I think the light tank got a shot into us when he was on the move. So yeah, we're just trying to be a little bit careful. This I think the light tank is now moving in on our heavy and our medium tanks. Oh no, it's a T-54, so a medium tank that's gone sort of going in. Same with the light tank. Now the heavies or this tank destroyer is poking to try and see if he can take some opportune shots. So we're going to sort of repay the kindness and put some shots into him, and we help out our friendly 60 TP there, and we get a shot into that 114. Got to be careful because we can see that Conway is looking to poke, but equally we want to get a shot into that T-54, and again helping out 60 TP, he's able to take out that T-54, and now we can potentially advance. We are being targeted, so I'm just sort of being careful not to poke. I don't want to get shot or sort of lose any hit points unnecessarily, but we can see another heavy tank is deciding to sort of go in. Artillery there finally gets a lucky land on us and reduces our hit points massively down to 592. Thanks for that. So a bit unfortunate, but yeah, it is what it is. Unfortunately, that's just artillery for you. We do get a nice shot into that Conqueror who's looking to eye up that 60 TP, and I didn't think he had a shot on me, but it seems to me like he did. And now we're on 162 hit points, which isn't great. Kind of wanting to get some shots into this Kran bomb, but I'm not sure if the Kran is actually loaded. I'm hoping our 60 TP can sort of help us here. But now I see his Tehran, and I'm thinking, oh, this might be an opportunity to get a shot in, but unfortunately we were snapping that shot, so it was never really going to go true. Now I've gone for the Hesh here because I know I can pen the Tehran, not a problem. But then I see this heavy tank on the left hand side and decided to try and squeeze a shot in. Apologies, for some reason the video seems to be a little bit laggy here, so apologies if there's any lag on the video. I don't really know what is going on with that. Now I'm going to try and see if I'm focusing my attention on the Kranvarm. Now we get real lucky there, and we actually splash quite nice with the Hesh there. We roll quite high, putting them onto one shot, and then artillery helps us out and finishes off the Kranvarm. So don't have to worry about him now. Obviously that Kran's in quite a strong position there. There's not really much we could do. So yeah, worked out quite nicely when we got the Hesh splash on him, putting him on one shot. See his projector in the distance, and I could potentially penetrate the side of that tank, but I don't want to overexpose, and I was just waiting for that tank destroyer to go into the, then sort of be a little bit of a distraction for the Progetto. And now I'm gonna sort of try and see if I can squeeze a shot in, but he's just not in our gun range, and yeah, we can't really get a shot on. Trying to see if he'll sort of move forwards to give us a shot. He just moves up enough, but unfortunately it hits his gun mantlet and just splashes him for 119. Looks like he's going to get taken out quite quickly. We reloaded now. We see this enemy Foch at the back, and I'm just seeing if we can line up a shot, and we do. There we go, roll for a 701. A bit of a low roll, but we're not too fussed. Then artillery just absolutely wipes him out. Really frustrating that, because I was kind of hoping I could get another Hesh pen on that Foch. He was sort of angled just nicely for me to sort of shoot the roof. That would have been a guaranteed pen. Gonna see if we can potentially get a shot onto that E3, I think it is. But yeah, that was a bit of a hit and a hope shot. Probably should have just waited a little bit longer. We probably could have just squeezed that shot in. Squeezed another shot in, but unfortunately it just hits the superstructure, rolling for 63. I'm trying to see if I can hit his engine deck. If I can hit his engine deck, then that's going to penetrate and take him out. But at the moment we're just only able to hit a superstructure, but it's okay because we're tracking him in place. So there you can see he sort of gets tracked in place and gets taken out by our friendly VK. Now we're moving into the last tank destroyer, and don't know if I'm going to get, no, don't get any more hits. Unfortunately that sort of brings an end to the video. But we do pick up the victory there, and again come top of the board with just under 5.5k damage with 1500 assist. Again, picking up the first class and the high caliber medal, and yeah, again that sort of brings an end to the replay and the video, and that is the Conway for you. So yeah, a nice tank, and I don't think you can go wrong with either gun, to be honest. Like I said, I think if you're going for 3 marks on this tank, then I would definitely pick the 120mm over the derp gun, just for the better accuracy and the higher DPM. But anyway, that is it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give us a like and subscribe, as it does help the channel. Feel free to leave a comment, and as always, I'll catch you next time.